I have no idea why I'm doing that. Look, it just looks cute. It just looks cute. What I'm doing today is I'm making this pumpkin. It's cute, right? This part of it is knitted, and then this cute little part right here is just a few crochet stitches. And I'll show you how to make everything from start to finish. And what we're going to be using is this 40 needle knitting machine. Now it's a generic machine. As you see, these little flowers, or I guess that's supposed to be flowers, whatever this design is. There's a design here instead of a brand. And so I honestly cannot tell you what the brand of this is, because when I purchased it off of Amazon, it didn't even have a brand name listed. It just said 40 needle knitting machine. So it was inexpensive. It looks like a toy, but it actually makes real usable items. Let me show you which yarn we're using. This is a big twist from Joann, but you can use any yarn you like. This is a size 4. This little machine, it really likes a size 3, but if you used yarns that it likes, you can use a size 4 and make projects. On this machine, this white needle, I think it's considered the last needle. I'm not exactly sure, but I consider it the last needle. And I always start my projects with the needle, the first needle to the left of the white needle. So leave a tail about that much. You just need enough because you're going to use this later as a drawstring. Hook that underneath. And then what I do is I go around like this and I go down until I secure that yarn. Now I know I don't have to worry about that yarn coming back up. Oh, let me go up a little bit because I need to be able to get into this needle. So what I'm going to do now is I'm just going to feed the machine. This yarn I put in front of the needle, so this one's going to go behind the next needle. Then, I'm doing it wrong. I put this one in front, and this is actually behind. In front, behind, in front. I'm gonna walk around so you can see this a little better. So let's see, that was behind, in front, behind, in front, behind, in front, behind, in front, behind, front, back, front, back, front, back, front, back, front, back. And we're going to keep going like so until we work our way all the way back over to that first stitch. So in front, all right, we're back. Back to this is the last needle. I just was in front of this needle, so now we're behind this needle. I'm going to move it over just a bit so that I can get to this yarn feeder. And what you're going to do next is put your yarn through this feeder securely. And then on this machine, in order to have the right tension, I have to use the smallest hole right here. I've tried using the middle one like I do with my 48 needle machine, but the yarn just kind of fell off the stitches. It never really caught. But when I put it right here, in this one, I don't have any problems. Sadly, on this machine, it does not have a counter like the larger machine. All right, we made it. Here, I don't need, well, actually I do need a bit of yarn because I'm gonna, I need to feed this yarn through these stitches that we're going to remove. So about 1 foot to 1.5 feet, that should be enough. All right, so we can remove this from here and remove it from here. This is the last stitch. So I just want to secure that in the needle. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to wind this around a few times. So this is where we ended, and I'm going to go into the next one, and I'm going to hook the needle onto that stitch. I'm going to feed it onto there, and then I'm just going to go to the next one. I think you might be able to see it a bit better here. So I'm going to hook it in there. And then I'm going to take a few more of these off. Okay, and now, last one. Okay. Now what we're going to do is, this is the drawstring that we were just working with. See, it's still connected to the needle. And all I'm going to do is just pull on it. And you'll see that as I start to pull, I don't know if you can see it yet, but it's going to start, see that? It's going to start gathering this edge. So as I'm pulling, I'm also kind of wiggling this around, trying to work. See how this kind of bunched up that way? Eventually we want that bunched up part to wind up on the inside of the pumpkin. So, see, like that. And then what I do is I pull it as tight as I can, of course without damaging the yarn. Just trying to make it close as much as I can. And then I use the needle. I'm going to use the needle to do the rest of the work. Oh, like so. Okay, great. That is great. So the next step is to stuff this. Our next step, see this is the yarn tail from when we first started out. This is our first row. Or this is the cast on that we're looking at in the first row. So I'm going to do what I did with the other end. I'm just going to pull on this, and as you can see, it's starting to close up. This is pretty good. Oh, there we go. Now we're getting closer to the truth. Can you see that? Now, I know this doesn't quite look like a pumpkin at the moment. Actually, it doesn't look like a pumpkin at all. But I guess this is where the magic starts to happen. So what we're going to do is we already have the yarn on this needle, and I'm just going to pick a point. And on the side, I'm just going to start going down the side like this. And then what I'm going to do is stick. See the center? I'm going to try to find the center, or as close to the center as I can, and stick that needle through there. And then I want to come up. So I went down through this center, and then with the needle, I'm going to come up through the other center, or close enough. Yep, I think I got it. Can you see that? Oh, you see that? Yeah. And then I just pull it through, and then I want to pull on it. See how that pull on it so that it indents it like that. And that is those are our humble beginnings of a actual pumpkin shape. Pick another spot. I guess it's just, it's a pumpkin in nature. They're not going to be perfectly shaped. So I guess I'll go over about like that. That seems fine. And then I'm going to go through the center again. Now what's going to happen is eventually this is not going to be long enough. And that's okay, because what I'll do is I'll just pick up with this. So that's why you want a pretty long tail on both ends for this project. Let me go ahead and get my crochet hook. This is an H, but I feel like H, I, J, any of those probably would be fine. I'm gonna do a little bit of crocheting. Gonna make a slip knot. And for the stalk, I'm going to chain 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 5, 6, 7, 8. I forgot to mention, I want to leave a bit of a tail because you're going to use that to sew the stalk onto the pumpkin. So we have our chain 8. And the next we're going to single crochet in the second chain from the hook. So here's our first chain. This is the chain on the hook. Here's the first chain from the hook, second chain from the hook, and now we're going to single crochet. You can see here. There's our single crochet. And then now we're going to single crochet in the next 2 stitches. So single crochet in the first stitch, single crochet in the second stitch, then we're going to do 2 single crochets in the next stitch. That's because you see this, like this hook. So it's kind of like a, see how it's bent right here? Yeah, that's from us increasing in this next stitch, which is putting the 2 single crochets in the 1 stitch. So here's the 1 single crochet, and then back into the very same stitch. There's the second single crochet. And then I'm going to do 2 single crochets in the next stitch. Okay, so we're increasing again in this next stitch. 1 crochet in this stitch, and then in the very same stitch, the second crochet. See how it's curved? Now it was straight, but now see that curve? That's from those increases. And then we're going to single crochet in each of the last 2 stitches. So here's the second to the last stitch, single crochet, and now here's the very last stitch. And then what I do is I just pull my yarn through one time, pull it through like that, and now we're going to, again, I want to leave a bit of a tail so that I have enough to stitch it onto the pumpkin. It doesn't matter which yarn tail you pick first. I'm going to start with this one. Hello, pumpkin.